And hello, Bruce Kittle here with the Hidden Pearls Podcast, another Mindful Monday. So I hope you're doing well. Hope you had a great weekend. And if you're seeing this on Memorial Day, then I hope you have a great day. And if you got work off, I hope you enjoy it with the family. I do hope all those things are going well. And if you end up having to be one of those folks that had to work, then I wish you the very best with that. So let's do a little bit of breathing, and we'll just kind of take a second or two to think about mindfulness as we enter into this week. So if you can find a position of comfort with your body, whatever that may be for you right now, and whatever's safe, whether it's laying down, sitting in a chair, on a cushion, on the floor, on your mat, on your pad, whatever that may be. And then just take a moment as you settle in. Let's just take one nice full inhale, not forced, but comfortable. And as you exhale, just releasing anything that needs to be released and let go. Take another inhale. And just kind of survey quality of your thoughts, how you're feeling, and any parts of your body that may be a little bit stuck or tight. So let's take one more kind of inventory inhale. And just let all that stuff go. So we'll take a few breaths and reunite on the other side. So we're inhaling big, wide, and full. Feeling the lungs expand to their fullness. And exhaling tall as you sit straight, or at least feel the vertebrae straight and stretch, and the top of your head expand. Inhaling wide, chest and shoulders and back expansive, filling the lungs, maybe the stomach. And exhaling tall. Again, length of your body, feeling and appreciating that body which carries you through each day. Inhale wide again, full breath in, and exhaling tall, feeling all of your body, appreciating all of your body, gratitude for all of your body. So we'll box breathe. So we're inhaling 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhaling 2, 3, 4, 5, hold 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 2, 3. Exhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhaling in, and this time as you inhale, pulling in and remembering the strength of your body, the strength of your spirit, the strength of your will. And exhaling out any of the voices, the naysayers, the doubts, suspicion. Let it all go. Inhaling in that strength and power, feeling it surge through your veins, through your body, connecting your mind to your spirit and to that body. Exhaling out all that is tight, limiting, reducing, or restrictive. Inhaling in, going to anywhere in the body that feels sore or achy or tight, and holding the breath there. And as you exhale, pulling with the exhale any of the tightness, soreness of the body to let it go. And one last big cleansing breath. exhale all of that out, letting go of everything that no longer serves you, holding on to all that is well with you and with your life. All right, well, thank you. So, Memorial Day, and I wanted to share kind of a story that led me to a thought about mindfulness for one of the veterans that I have the great privilege of working with through Emerging Vets and Players with MVP. Anyway, he was telling a story about an event that has typically triggered him, and those facts don't really matter too much. But what would happen is that he would get triggered by that, which was not super common, but common enough that it was kind of a problem for him. And it would take him into this big cycle, and it would trigger all of these thoughts and kind of lead him into a very dark and kind of depressive state and mood. And he would lose half a day at a time sometimes when these things would happen. But over time, he's been working on it. And when the triggering event now takes place, he described it as he's been able to develop an awareness of when that happens. And being a veteran, for him, kind of the visualization that has been really helpful for him, and I thought it was really good, was this idea of a fortress, that his mind is that fortress. And these thoughts that are stirred up by these triggering events are like an attacking force trying to attack the fortress. And so he stays behind the walls with his mind in the fortress and is able to separate himself from these thoughts and recognizing that his thoughts are just those thoughts, and they're actually, he described them as kind of enemy forces, if you will, and that his mind was under attack, and he would simply try to center himself. He would get quiet, and he would just visualize this kind of battle going on. And as he took breath, inhaling and exhaling, he was able to slowly kind of unwind, unpack, and de-escalate the attack. And what used to take hours, now with that visualization, protecting his mind and his actions and holding on to the thoughts and feelings that used to get triggered, and just realizing that this was simply an attack from outside, not him. And as that would dissipate, he would be able to set down, lower the barriers, and with some cleansing breaths be able to move on and take back his day. So I thought there was a really powerful visualization in that way, because it was great in the sense that he was able to really separate himself out. We talk a lot of times about elevating ourselves out and watching ourselves like we're watching ourselves in a movie. And so he was able to kind of third person this attack from these thoughts, from this triggering event. And he'd been paying attention enough that he knew that this was a triggering event for him, and it had happened to him before in his life. And so with that awareness, and so that's a conscious awareness we talk about, he was able to move into this and use the breath to calm himself. And he created the pause between stimulus and his response. And it took him a bit, but in that pause, he was able to use these techniques in order to respond to this attack in the way that he had wanted to, and kind of consistent with, I guess, intention, because we've talked about the stop technique, right? Stop, take a breath, observe internal and external, and then proceed with intention and consistently with your values. And then it allowed him to proceed with intention after allowing those things to pass through. So hats off to him. That was a great example. And so I just share it as another way to kind of visualize with that, and then to actually use the skills in your breath work and meditation in those episodes where you might be under attack. And if you can separate out and take some breaths and de-escalate that attack, be able to proceed with your day, with your life in the way that you want. So anyway, so here's to having a great week. Our thanks to all the veterans on Memorial Day for all of the sacrifices that they have made for our countries, and all the sacrifices they continue to make after they return to the United States or to wherever they may live. and as they try to transition. So we are with them in thought and spirit, and we thank them, and we hope all of you have a great week with that, remembering those that have given of themselves for this country and for the freedoms that we enjoy. And I guess I just close with thoughts and hearts and prayers to the family, to the community in Texas with the shootings, and just more than we will say in this episode, but just holding everyone in our thoughts, prayers, spirits, for some kind of comfort and healing, although that will be a long ways off, recognizing the devastation of that travesty. So we hold them in our hearts as best we are able. So be well, have a great week, and we'll be thinking about you.